Here's why some creators quit FFXIV fast and are never coming back. This is from Arthars.
When you guys
quick
asked
video.
the question earlier, right? Is the 14 community blah 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 like that? You see, for Asmund, somebody who played WoW his whole life, somebody who have seen it or even done it, never shy of static conspiracy and controversy. Even he come into the game and within 3 months he sees what he sees and he backed the fuck out. That tells you everything you need to know about the 14 community. I am serious. I am not on my own turf. You motherfuckers are exactly what you motherfuckers are. And if you are part of those people like that, you should be ashamed of yourself, but don't take it too hard.
What does he mean by those people like that? Like, who exactly is he referring to? Because I'm not convinced that Asmund is gone for good from Final Fantasy 14, but he's definitely gone for a very, very, like, the indefinite future. I never say never and all that, but he definitely did bow out.
Because we all know that. That's why we know how to Monka steer. That's why me, Zeno, some of us know how to Monka steer away. That's why we are still here playing the game. We just filter it out. A lot of people can't. Let me give you one example. You guys know the wizard. You guys notice that I don't talk about the wizard much, but that doesn't mean that I don't watch the wizard play the game. That doesn't mean that I didn't see the wizard clear PLS. Let me tell you, you guys saw the wizard. You guys saw how the community supported the wizard. That is step one. Let me show you this. The FF14 community cycle of life. Step one, always welcoming at the beginning. Step number two, going out of their way because they are just so damn bored to help you, to welcome you, and to make you feel as like one of them and do anything they can to make you feel good. This includes some really dumb parade. Guard of Honor. Number three, wants to join your party and help.
What wizard is he talking about?
You clear everything. Number four, clear most EX trials and then Savage for you. Now, this is where the line gets drawn. This is the typical Final Fantasy 14 process. Here comes the red line. Here comes the red line. Now that the newcomer has done the above and decided to deviate and path his own destiny. Number five, they've watched you nick, join statics, and tackle content they themselves cannot do. They start to get mad, angry, and jealous. Step number six, start to call you out for being carried and having privileges and stalking you and your community. Start telling you that you are.
I mean, I'm thinking about like my experience, but I don't know. Like I tend to have a very positive view of people in general, and usually when people are toxic to me, I always write it off as, oh well, that's a minority of people. Most people are not really like that. So I don't know if this is always true in overall, because honestly, some people join the community and they're treated like shit from the very beginning because they got unlucky, because they joined an FC with toxic people in it, and then they leave. Like their cycle is one step. They get shit on and they leave because they just got unlucky with the people that they were around. I feel like it's almost a gambit. It's a crapshoot with the kind of people that you end up with. In general, I do think that the FF14 community is good. And when I say that, I mean the people that actually play the game. Like the people that are having fun and in the game and being normal about the game. These are fantastic people. And that's the majority of people. But there is a segment of the community that is like really obsessive and weird about the game that follows more of what he's saying. These people tend to be more loud. They tend to be, like he said, nitpicking, getting angry, getting jealous. Anything that you do or accomplish, they try to tear you down for it. It's just because they're very insecure people. They don't have a lot going on. And so they don't, like, if you don't have a lot going on in your life, you don't know how to build yourself up without putting other people down. But you said he's talking about streamers. So like the streamer experience.
are a
I'll just hear him
problem
out. Look, I'm just gonna hear him out.
in their community and wants you to quit their game. This is the cycle of life. And then after that, step number 8. Strummer or newcomer is now enraged and quit the game. Never wanna do it. Play it again. You guys ready? Step number 8. Hey, Strummer, when you coming back to play FF14? This is the Final Fantasy 14 community. Accurate, right? This is where the wizard is right now.
I just feel like there's always gonna be people that will nitpick whatever you do. There are always gonna be people that will want to call you out for being carried. They'll want to call you out for privilege or anything like that. Who gives a shit? Like, this shouldn't affect you that much, especially if you're a streamer. Like, look, if you're a streamer, you need to be ready that there's going to be people that will find any opportunity to shit on you for anything that you do in any game. And like, if this is going to affect you to the point that you don't want to play a game, well, I mean, I guess you can just move on, but you also need to be ready for it too. I mean, you have the tools to ban people that are obnoxious. I don't necessarily think that it's a issue that's unique to Final Fantasy 14. I think it's just something that happens online overall. I really do.
This is where...
But maybe the difference is that in FF14, there's not a lot to talk about a lot of the time because people are just waiting for content. And so these things seem magnified because there's nothing else to talk about. So stuff that normally would maybe be overlooked because there's some more fun things to say and focus on, they are like just sitting out like warts on a butt because there's no hair on the butt that can disguise it. Like, you want more hair on your butt. We're waiting for the hair to grow.
Where the wizard is right now. This is where Asmund goes.
I don't know where I'm going with that. I'm sorry.
Yes. Now, this is where Rich is.
Rich?
Never
Wait,
seen yet in 2023. Now, if the wizard is watching
What?
this, or if the wizard is gonna somehow get his hands on this footage, this is me telling you.
Look, I think it's safe to say Rich has other problems to deal with right now.
Tread very carefully. This is where destiny begins. You have now fulfilled the orientation. This is where you need to be very careful. What do you want to do next in 14? If you want,
It's actually interesting his perspective on this because he's a raider. And so he focuses all on like this, I guess, this segment. Will you do the hard but for him it's easy because he's like a god gamer, so how much of this does he even really have to worry about?
get a out of
No
this
one's
game.
gonna say Arthars got carried. He's a god gamer.
That's fine. If you want to continue into this game, you need to be very, very careful. Because this next step you take is gonna be whether you will continue to play 14 or you will not. It has nothing to do with how good this game is. If you have done this part so far with the help of the community, and if this is gonna be the reason why you are gonna choose to proceed forward, then you need to be very careful. If you have done this yourself, that's fine. You don't owe the community anything. Your community don't feel like you wasted their time, or this player doesn't feel like you are betraying them. These players don't feel like you ditched them. Then that's fine. But if you have been doing this so far based on them, then you better be careful what you do next. Because let me tell you, what's next after Savage? We all know what's after Savage. After you do Savage, what's next? That is where you cross the line. That is where they're gonna start
Ultimate.
on you. Who are you getting to do the Savage? Are those people that help you along the way gonna do it with you? Or are you gonna omit them because they ain't good enough? This is where it begins. This is where the cycle begins. Yo, this is so accurate. The holy I think this could be my masterpiece. This could be the best pin I ever made. This is so good.
So what he's saying is that once you try to get into the difficult content that actually requires you to know how to play the game, you will realize that there are some people you were playing with before that can't cut it in the new content, and they're going to feel betrayed and left out and pissed off because you moved on, and you have to put together a different team that's actually capable of clearing the content, but it's nothing personnel, kid. Is that right?
I shall name it the cycle of life. Honestly, this is a bit of a cap. You have got example for Preach who have a completely healthy relationship with the community because they never try to treat it like it's the one and only game. No, because Preach have not crossed this line. Preach is here. Preach stays here. Preach is very...
Because Preach hasn't done Ultimate. But he will.
Very happy and
We're gonna do it
content to be
together.
on
We'll do it with you, Arthars, right?
the red line. Asmund passed the red line. Preach knows. Preach is not dumb. Why do you guys think Preach grew hair again?
That's what I said.
Why do you think Asmund is balding? Because Asmund crossed the line. Why do you think Preach is growing hair? Because Preach
played Final
knows
Fantasy?
and Preach is very happy staying on this line. Preach haven't reached the point where the community is turning his back on him yet. Preach is smart. The 40 listing the every big box for account. Wait, let me Google it. Check list of account. We suggest that you check all the characteristics to
Oh
apply
my
to you
God.
or your group. You may find that your assessment changes over time with further... Okay, let's assess it. The group
Oh my
is
God.
focused on the
He's checking to see if it's a cult.
leaving leader to whom members seems to display excessive, zealous, unquestioning commitment. Check. The group is preoccupied with bringing you...
I mean... Okay. Okay, all right. Let him cook.
Check. The group is preoccupied with making money. Okay. Questioning, doubt, and dissent are disencouraged.
Preoccupied with making money. It's like the time that I was like, hey, maybe they shouldn't sell these this outfit with tights that are bugging out on certain skin tones for $15. And there was someone who was like, I am so sick of you shitting on our game. You're so negative lately. How dare you say that about this outfit that's for money? And I'm like, I'm just saying that they should like not have it bugging out. No, you're being negative all the time. What's happened? You've changed.
Or even punish. Check. Mind-numbing
Remember that.
tactics such as meditation, chanting, speaking in tongues are used to suppress doubt about the group and its leader. Kind of. The leadership dictates sometimes in great detail how members should think, act, and feel. For example, members might never skip MSQ, never skip a single cutscene, and treat the MSQ...
You better not. You better not. You think this is a game? You think it's okay to skip a main story cutscene?
as like the only content in the game, and Savage is cringe, and only Ultimate Raiders are 0.5% of the community. Check. The group is elitist, claiming a special exalted status for itself. Check.
You know, sometimes these rules are good. You know, sometimes the rules must be in place so people can enjoy it the way they're supposed to enjoy it. Not the wrong way to enjoy it, but the right way. The only way, Arthars.
The group has a polarized us versus them mentality, which causes conflict with the wider society. The group's leader is not accountable for any authorities. Check. The leadership induced grill feel. Yo. Actually, this applies to FF14 and WoW. I think both 14 and WoW are the same. Every MMO. If you say every MMO in year 2000, I would say yes. Then we wouldn't have this discussion.
I don't think it works for WoW, because in WoW, like, it's just people shit on the game constantly. It's almost like an opposite. People constantly shitting on WoW. It's like you can always tell how much someone loves WoW by how much they shit on it.
This con is not a cult, it's a religion. That's what a cultist would say.
Well, it's a 47-minute video about did I quit? I'd take a break. I'd take a break for sure. I don't know. I guess I refuse to believe that the toxic people in the FFXIV community represent the whole of it. I won't do it. I don't believe that. I never will. You'll never convince me of that. Is the toxic people very loud? Are they very annoying? Are they organized? Hell yes. Will they try to pressure you? Yes. But you have to ignore them. You'd have to ignore them, because most people are not like that. Most people are either playing a different game, which is normal during breaks, or they are having the game, like they're fucking feeding their alligators in their island sanctuary. They're not posting on Twitter, they're not posting on forums. They're just enjoying themselves, and then they're living their life. Okay. Like, let's not get this screwed up. I will never paint the whole community as being like this, because I just think it's wrong. I don't think it's correct. And as a streamer, you kind of need to put your big boy boots on, put your big girl pants on, and get ready for some people to want to nitpick you, get ready for some people to want to call you like you're getting carried and just say that you're a problem and all that, because it's going to happen. Okay, like, it's people that are going to want you to do things their way, and you just need to learn how to tell them to eat shit. I just had a realization. The issue is the fact that the majority of the FFXIV community is like me. Like, they're just chill. They're playing when there's new content. They're playing other games in between. They're doing what Preach does. They're doing what I do. That's the majority of people, how they engage with the game. And so the people that are there all the time, constantly posting and writing and on the forums, like all the time, during the periods of time where all the, more chill, more relaxed people are off, out and about, living life, touching grass. The people that are always there are like the most obsessive and weird. And so it gives you the skewed impression of what the community is actually like, if that makes sense. It's not like, it's an issue with the game that I think is a serious one, that there's not a lot of consistent content to do in between major patches, that leads to this secondary problem of this like skewed perception of the community. The people that are clinging to it when there's not a whole lot of reason to. Why is it that all of us switched to Genshin? Because we're on a break. We're on a break. We're having fun doing other stuff. And I think it's good. Like, I don't necessarily think it's a huge issue with the game. It's one of the things that makes it a healthy MMO to play alongside other games. I don't necessarily, like, I think this idea of what an MMO used to be, where it used to be this thing that would just consume all of your time and demand so much of you, it's outdated. MMOs, I don't see how they can really survive like that anymore. But there are people that try to enforce that philosophy onto FFXIV. And while I think maybe more of that could be good, just for the sake of content creation, for the sake of people not losing their fucking minds, I feel like it's too far in the other extreme, honestly.